Jean Stapleton. Born Jean Murray on January 19, 1923, in Manhattan, New York, was destined for a life in the arts. Raised in a family that valued creativity, her mother, Marie Stapleton Murray, was an opera singer, and her father, Joseph Murray, was an advertising salesman. Jean was exposed to the world of music and performance from an early age, fostering a deep love for storytelling. After studying at Hunter College, she pursued a career in theater, gaining invaluable experience in Broadway and off-Broadway productions. Stapleton's early roles in plays like Damn Yankees, Bells Are Ringing, and Funny Girl showcased her ability to balance humor with emotional depth, which would become a hallmark of her later work. Her commitment to her craft was evident as she honed her skills, preparing her for a long and successful career, on stage, television, and film. Stardom as Edith Bunker in All in the Family. Jean Stapleton's career skyrocketed in the 1970s when she was cast as Edith Bunker in Norman Lear's groundbreaking sitcom All in the Family. As the sweet and often misunderstood wife of Archie Bunker, played by Carroll O'Connor, Stapleton's portrayal of Edith became an iconic figure in television history. The show, which tackled social and political issues, was revolutionary for its time. Edith, with her innocent yet strong moral center, symbolized kindness and empathy amidst the chaos of her husband's more cynical views. Stapleton's performance was deeply nuanced, making Edith more than just a comedic sidekick. She won 3 Emmy Awards and 2 Golden Globe Awards for the role, solidifying her as a beloved and respected actress. Edith Bunker became a cultural icon, loved for her warmth and strength, and Stapleton's portrayal remains one of television's most enduring performances. Life beyond. All in the Family. After leaving All in the Family, Jean Stapleton continued to enjoy a varied and successful career in television, film, and theater. She returned to television in the spin-off series Archie Bunker's Place, where Edith's departure was handled with great sensitivity, touching fans deeply. Beyond sitcoms, Stapleton expanded her acting repertoire with roles in movies such as Clute, 1971, Something Wild, 1986, and You've Got Mail, 1998, demonstrating her versatility in both dramatic and comedic roles. On stage, she portrayed historical figures like Eleanor Roosevelt in the one-woman show Eleanor, Her Secret Journey, further displaying her range and depth as an actress. Stapleton never lost her passion for acting, and she continued to take on roles that challenged her and resonated with audiences, always prioritizing sincerity and emotional truth in her performances. Jean Stapleton's marriage to William H. Puch. Jean Stapleton's personal life was deeply intertwined with her creative journey. In 1957, she married William H. Puch, a director and producer who was a prominent figure in the theater world. Together, they formed a strong partnership, both personally and professionally. William was the founder of the Totem Pole Playhouse in Fayetteville, Pennsylvania, a regional theater where Jean frequently performed. Their marriage was marked by mutual respect and shared artistic vision, and the Playhouse became an integral part of their lives. Despite the demands of their careers, they maintained a close and supportive relationship. The couple had 2 children, John and Pamela, both of whom would go on to have careers in entertainment, inspired by the creativity and dedication they witnessed growing up. Jean's love for William was unwavering, and their shared artistic passions were the foundation of their strong marriage. The loss of William H. Puch. In 1983, Jean Stapleton suffered the profound loss of her husband, William Puch, who passed away unexpectedly. Their partnership had spanned over a quarter of a century, and his death left an indelible mark on her life. Jean often spoke of the immense love and respect she had for him, reflecting on the many years they spent together, both in their personal lives and in their work at the Totem Pole Playhouse. After his passing, Jean continued to support the Playhouse, helping to preserve the legacy of the theater that they had built together. She frequently expressed how much she valued their time together and how his influence continued to shape her career and life. Though the loss was devastating, Jean carried forward his memory through her work, remaining committed to the values they shared in both their personal and professional lives. Carroll O'Connor and their on-screen chemistry, Jean Stapleton's career reached new heights thanks to her iconic role as Edith Bunker on All in the Family, where she formed an unforgettable on-screen partnership with Carroll O'Connor, who portrayed her husband, Archie Bunker. Their chemistry was undeniable, and together they turned their characters into television legends. Their ability to portray a complex, often difficult marriage with tenderness and humor was groundbreaking. Carroll O'Connor's portrayal of Archie, a character full of contradictions, and Stapleton's sensitive, empathetic Edith created a dynamic that resonated deeply with audiences. Their shared history on the show, spanning nearly a decade, not only made them beloved television figures, but also forged a personal friendship between the two. The mutual admiration between Stapleton and O'Connor was apparent in their on-screen performances and off-screen interactions, with each often speaking highly of the other in interviews. Carroll O'Connor's passing and Stapleton's absence. When Carroll O'Connor passed away in June 2001, fans and colleagues alike mourned the loss of a television legend. Given their decades-long partnership on All in the Family, many expected Jean Stapleton to attend his funeral, standing beside his family and friends to pay her respects. However, Stapleton did not attend, which sparked curiosity and even some criticism. The decision puzzled many, as Stapleton had always spoken of O'Connor with great affection and admiration. However, as she would later explain, her absence was rooted in deep respect for the boundary between her work on All in the Family and the real-world loss of her co-star. For Stapleton, her connection to O'Connor was grounded in the characters, Archie and Edith, and she felt that attending the funeral might blur the lines between their on-screen relationship and the real-life passing of her friend. She wanted to honor their professional bond in a way that felt true to her, without making a public display of her grief. Jean Stapleton's reason for not attending the funeral? Jean Stapleton explained her absence from O'Connor's funeral with clarity and grace. She emphasized that her connection to Carroll O'Connor was not just as a fellow actor, but as a partner in creating one of television's most beloved sitcoms. To her, the bond they shared was deeply artistic, rooted in their work on All in the Family, and she felt that the show's characters, Archie and Edith, had already created a lasting memorial to O'Connor's legacy. For Stapleton, mourning O'Connor was something deeply personal, and she did not feel the need for a public display of grief. She honored him in her own way, by reflecting on their time together and acknowledging the profound impact he had on her life and career. In her mind, their work together was the greatest tribute, one that continued to resonate with audiences through the reruns of the show. A private grief and deep respect, Jean Stapleton's decision not to attend Carroll O'Connor's funeral was a reflection of her deeply private nature and her respect for the personal boundaries she maintained throughout her career. She was not someone who sought the spotlight for matters of the heart, and her grief for O'Connor was a private affair. Friends close to Stapleton later revealed that, on the day of the funeral, she lit candles and spent time in quiet reflection, honoring her late co-star in a way that felt meaningful to her. This act was consistent with her spiritual and introspective nature. Throughout her life, Stapleton had always been a private person, preferring to keep her personal feelings and grief out of the public eye. To her, true respect and love for a person did not require public acknowledgement, but rather quiet, heartfelt tribute. The lasting legacy of Edith and Archie Bunker. Carroll O'Connor's death marked the end of an era for All in the Family, but the legacy of Archie and Edith Bunker lived on through the enduring popularity of the show. Gene Stapleton's decision to mourn privately was an acknowledgement that their work together was what truly mattered. For decades, their performances as Archie and Edith had made people laugh, cry, and think about the complexities of life. The characters they created were timeless, and in many ways, the impact of their work continues to shape television comedy today. Stapleton once said, "We gave something to people that still makes them laugh and think." And in this sentiment, she paid the ultimate tribute to O'Connor. Their shared legacy was immortalized not through grand gestures, but through the lasting influence of their work. Gene Stapleton's own legacy and passing. Gene Stapleton's career came full circle when she passed away on May 31st, 2013, at the age of 90. Known for her warm and dignified presence, Stapleton left behind a legacy of compassion, creativity, and commitment to her craft. Her portrayal of Edith Bunker remains one of the most beloved performances in television history, and her impact as an actress and human being was immeasurable. Throughout her life, Gene Stapleton never sought fame for fame's sake. Rather, she valued the opportunity to connect with others through her art. Her quiet dignity, both in life and in death, was a testament to her strength, humility, and the lasting power of her performances. Even as her own life came to an end, the love and respect she had earned throughout her career continue to inspire those who remember her.